everybody, this is Debbie from Teacher Success Coach. I hope that you guys are well. Right, there are two things I want to talk about regarding education and teachers. Why does teachers constantly give students worksheets and these boring handouts? I don't understand that teachers are not some teachers are not connecting to the students. They're just pumping them with worksheets and handouts that the students just put in a folder and they just leave. They don't even bother to even look at it. Educators, we need to make lessons much more attractive and exciting for our students so that they want to learn and they're eager to attend the lessons. Teachers are constantly giving these students worksheets and handouts. They are not working. Observe the students. The students are finding this so boring. Some of them are using it to draw on them. Some of them are just using it and putting it in the folders. They are not reading it because it's brain numbing. Find a way to entertain your students when you're teaching them. The worksheet and the handout does not work. If you want to give them a handout as a summary, give them a handout as a summary, at least one page, not pile and piles of these worksheets and piles of this handout. These students are not using this. Guess what? The students who are able would actually find a way to educate themselves. They're actually going on YouTube. They're going on YouTube. They're looking at PowerPoints on YouTube's, and that's how they are learning. You might think you're the one actually teaching them. You're not with your handouts. The handout and worksheet doesn't work. But some students are so afraid to tell their teachers that Miss or Sir, this worksheet isn't working and it's not doing anything for me, or this handout isn't working and it's not doing anything for me. Students are afraid to express themselves, to tell the teachers that the handout doesn't work and the worksheet doesn't work. They just keep on gathering them. They're gathering them and they're putting it in the folder. And when teachers are saying, but I've given you a handout yesterday, where is it? The students say, oh, I forgot it at home. They don't want to say to you that it wasn't working. They don't want to say to you it is boring. They don't want to say to you that I cannot learn from it, because they don't want to hurt your feelings. Students learn through discussion. Students learn through actively participating. By giving them the handout, they are not actively participating. They're passive learners. They're not taking in anything. And then you wonder why you are teaching the students and they're not learning. These are the reasons why they're not learning. You need to make sure that your lessons are active and the students are active participants in your lesson. Discussion. Most lessons or all lessons lend itself to discussion. You also need to make sure that the students are able to connect with it. For example, if you're talking about the family in sociology, talk to them to ask them, okay, what are the type of families that you come from? Let's explore that. And then you link it to the theorists or the theorists or the studies. But what you do is let students start feeling the subjects you're teaching them. If you're teaching maths, connect it to going shopping. You know, okay, you have X amount, you go shopping with it. If you're doing politics, connect it to the politics that's going on within the country so that the students become actively involved. Instead of you giving them this pile of handouts and worksheet does not work. Students just deliberately leave them at home, forget it in the classroom. When you actually finish with your teaching, just look to see how many students actually have taken the worksheet or the handout with them. They're leaving it on the desk. If they're so good enough to take it with them, they take it with them, they put it in the folder and it's there and it's forgotten. We need to actively teach students instead of having them be robots and having them be passive learners, which isn't working, right? Come on, educators. We could do better than that. You know, you need to observe your students. You need to read them. You need to see where they're coming from. I've actually take over from some of this class I've just taken over from. And the students just sit there. I'm saying to them, come on, let's be active. And they say, oh, miss, dear, the teacher, all she gave us handout. Okay, where's the handout? They actually have the handout in the folder. Okay. I said, tell me about the handout. They couldn't tell me anything about the handout because they haven't read it. They've just put it in the folder. Come on, educators. Let's educate students and make them enjoy the subject. Make them active participant in our lesson. It's like when I say to students, we are going to, that I teach in a student-centered way. Students are asking me, what do I mean by student-centered? Really? We have programmed them for so much and for so long. Basic thing that I'm saying to them, I teach in a student-centered format. They don't even know what I'm talking about because they've been so used to be numbed down, and in terms of they're not active learners, nor are they critical thinkers. We've actually programming the students that me saying something like student-centered, they don't know what I'm talking about. And this is not the first school that I've actually gone into and say, oh yes, I teach in a student-centered format. They don't know what I'm talking about. And I'm saying to them, I don't want you to be passive participant. They don't know what I'm talking about. And this is not to say that it's only state school. I'm talking about private school as well. They don't know what I'm talking about. Because the whole system is programming the students and dumbing them down from being critical thinkers and being creative individuals. We've got to make the students creative. Anyway, guys, another thing is I'm teaching in one of the most deprived school in the UK. But you know the beautiful thing about that? The students are so happy. And it is also, as I say to them, the environment in which they're in doesn't have to limit them. You only limit yourself. And it is so beautiful. It's such a pleasure to teach those students. Because as much as one of them said to me a few days ago, the first week I started, Miss, do you know our school is one of the most deprived schools in the UK? Yes, I know that. I said, but you are not going to use it to limit you. No, miss, and it is actually reinforcing in them and in me as a teacher that your environment doesn't have to limit you. You are the one who are going to put the limitation on yourself. With these students, their environment isn't limiting them because I'm looking at them and they're blossoming. It is so beautiful to see. So we need to stop making our environment limit us. And as educators, you need to stop limiting your students, i.e. either because of the environment or the circumstances. We as educators need to stop doing that. We need to empower them to elevate and see beyond the sky as the limit. It is so important. It doesn't matter what the material circumstances are. We need to make them see that they could go to greater heights. Anyway, guys, take care, stay blessed. Thank you very much for listening, and I'll see you guys tomorrow because I intend to come in every day to talk about various education stuff, right? Follow me on my YouTube because I also have homeschool education, because it is so important that we promote homeschooling, because homeschooling is allowing children to be creative and actually own their learning. And we need to make parents know that there are alternatives to the traditional education. And students could thrive in alternative education. that education is not only restricted to the traditional way of doing things. Anyway, guys, take care, stay blessed, have a fantastic evening, night, morning where you are, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.